What's up, guys? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to talk about something. By the way, I'm on deload. That's 355 for 2 sets of doubles. I'm going to talk about powerlifting for a second here. The biggest mistake that I see with people that are getting into powerlifting is exercise variation. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of conjugate people out there that are like, whoa, 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 we need exercise variation. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. What I mean by exercise variation is too much. Look at those triceps, dude. Holy shit. Too much variation. And I'm not talking about conjugate at all. I'm talking about just linear or undulating periodization, where you're going up and down with like sets and reps and stuff like that. If you're new, you're probably just doing linear, meaning you're adding weight over time. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually probably one of the best approaches in the beginning. Because if you're messing with your reps and stuff like that, you just need to get better at the lifts first. So the biggest beginner mistake is, like I said before, exercise selection. But not exercise selection, variation. Exercise variation, or I forgot what I said exactly. But what it means is using too many exercises and changing them all the time. Get to the point, Jonathan. The point is that if I pick safety squat bar as a variation of exercise to be able to assist my competition squat, for whatever reason it is, maybe it's I have an issue with depth, or maybe I'm working on upper back strength, or maybe I want to push something that's a little bit more quad dominant, or I really want to get a stronger core, or whatever the reason is, okay? Or it could just be because your shoulders are beat up and you want to do a variation that doesn't beat your body up so bad, especially when like peaking and stuff like that, or coming into a peaking phase like strength phases, so that you're not beat up in your peaking phase. If I use safety squat bar and say, as long as it's not causing me any issues or anything like that, it's a good exercise. This is an exercise that I can continue to overload within reason for a certain amount of time, whether it's 4 weeks or 8 weeks, and it will continue to be able to be increased in weight over time, or reps or whatever over time. Now, the problem is with beginners, a lot of the times, is they'll come in and they'll do a safety squat bar 1 or 2 weeks, or maybe even just once, and then they'll switch it and they'll say, I don't like that. Well, you're not necessarily doing these things because you like them. I don't wake up and be like, I can't fucking wait to do safety squat bar today. Yippee! It's not like that, okay? I do like safety squat bar. I do like front squats until about the 7th week, and then they drive me nuts because I tend to hit a wall and it becomes very, very difficult for me to do even my workouts. But if this is an exercise that you can do, even if you're starting with the bar, then you need to do it for a period of time to be able to get a result out of it. You're not going to get anything out of an exercise that you do once and walk away from. Now, if you're the type of person that wants to do this exercise and then you want to do front squats next week, and then the next week you want to do Bulgarian split squats, and then the next day you're doing a fucking leg press and then a goblet squat and all this shit, and then lunges and who knows whatever, you're going to get beat up, meaning like your muscles are going to be beat up and stuff like that, but you're doing it for no reason, okay? Even from a hypertrophy standpoint, you need to stick with exercises for a while so that you can increase over time. Now, the only reason I would switch away from an exercise and not stay with it is if it causes you pain. If a exercise causes you pain, like meaning like, ow, that really hurts my knee, or oh my gosh, my back is jacked up for 4 days afterwards, like jacked up meaning not sore, but fucked up, then you need to pick a different variation of exercise and then stick with that for a period of time. But other than that, I would say that is the number one thing. Pick an exercise that first, you can overload over a continuous period of time. Second, that will actually have carryover to your actual compound lifts, your squat, bench, or your deadlift. And and third, something that you are willing to stick with for a period of time, whether it's a 4-week strength phase, 3-week strength phase, 8-week block, whatever it is. Because don't think that you have to, say you're going through a 3-week phase, strength phase, and then you not peak out, but like you test your 5-rep max at the end of it or something like that. At that point, you don't necessarily need to switch the exercise. If you feel like, well, I could keep getting better at the exercise, I don't really mind it, I can continue to throw it right back in. Throw it right back in, because you're going to carry over just a little bit less than where you ended. And then by the end of the 8 weeks or whatever, after the 3 weeks in a test, 3 weeks in a test, then you'll find yourself probably in a way better position of having some carryover. Like if you're doing, for example, make sure it assists your major movements like a bench press. If you're trying to do wrist curls are not going to help your bench. Maybe if you're like completely unstable and you're super crazy beginner, or a tricep kickback, or a knee push-up or something like that. Like, make sure it's like, whether it's like a skull crusher, a jam press, or a close grip bench, or a shoulder press, or you know, it's something. Just make sure, especially when you get to those strength phases and those peaking phases, make sure they are going to actually assist your big movements. Otherwise, you're wasting your fucking time. Keep up the good work. Be stronger than your excuses. If you're new here, check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for Healthy Life, and also on Instagram at One Big Impact. Thanks for watching.